Hi, I'm Niku, and this is Let's Talk. Before we begin, I want you to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, like, comment, and share. Thank you. Today, with me, I have Tasha, and we're going to get into a little segment today asking her some questions. Hi, Tasha. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right, I'm going to be asking you just a few questions. That's okay?
Yes.
All right. So I want to begin with a question. Was it hard, being in a relationship because of the sexual abuse that you dealt with?
Yes. It has been hard, and um, to be honest, I never really enjoy having sex with men. That was. I mean, I never enjoy it at all. You know, but I was in love with a man. My first child father. I was deeply in love with him.
And how did that come to be? If you
I
didn't have feelings for men?
I met him when I was 19 and a half. And he's the first man I've been with since the molestation. And I don't know, something about him, we just kind of connect, and everything like that, and like I said, I known him when I was 19, 20. He was 2 years older than me, and we remained friends until he passed away.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we became best friends.
Okay.
But he saw it a little different. He wanted to have a family and a life with me, but
You couldn't give it to him?
yeah, I couldn't give him that. I gave him a daughter, but I couldn't give him, being in a relationship with him or with any man.
Okay.
So that was kind of hard on him. But like I said, we sit down and we discuss it and everything like that, and I told him one point in my life that if he went through some different changes that he was dealing with, and I told him that if he get himself together, I would wait for him. And for 14 years, I was celibate, waiting for him.
Okay.
And when he came back into my life, I knew then I couldn't be with him, And like I told him, I love him, but I'm not in love with him. That's it.
Okay. So if you could see your mom right now, what would you say to her? Would you forgive her?
Yes and no. I'll forgive her because it would mean that I could move on in life. I'm not stagnant anymore. Because with her, I was stagnant. And I felt like if you's my mother who gave me birth and you didn't love me, then nobody else in this world could love me. And matter of fact, I didn't even know how to love myself. So with that, I won't forget what she did. Because it was horrible. But I would ask her why. Just why.
Okay.
Why did you do this? Not just to me, but to my other siblings also, because I'm the youngest of four. Why did you put all of us through this type of physical and mental and emotional abuse? Why? It was best if you had just about all of us. Then we wouldn't have to go through this. We'll give us up to somebody. So that would be my question I would ask her.
So you mentioned it was hard for you to move on. Have you moved on? Does it still affect you
Yes,
in any way?
it does affect me still, and sometimes, I still have a little nightmare with it, and stuff. I'm in therapy, it has been in therapy for a couple of years now, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not good, and when I get into the mood with it's not good, I become not suicidal, but I think about that a lot, like how could I ease this pain? And maybe the only way to ease this pain is if I take myself out of this world, And I think a lot of time what stopped me is my daughter, because I don't want to do something and leave her here to suffer. So that's what I'm fighting with, my mental health issues, and sometimes I get really crazy, I get depressed, and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I have one more question before we take a little 30-second, 1 minute break. Because of all the abuse, how did you make wanting to raise your children, did that in any way affect your growing up with sexual and physical abuse? Did that any way have any effect on how you raised your kids?
Yes. I have two daughters, and they're 14 years apart. And my first daughter, it's like I had a clamp on top of her. I wouldn't allow her to go to spend no weekends or no nights with none of my family members. Because I know how some of them were, and I didn't want to expose her to that. But I didn't want to expose her to any kind of sexual abuse also, because then it would be a reflection on me as a parent. So with that, I kept her away from that. And then my youngest daughter, she don't even know her grandparents, my mom, no my dad, no my great grandmother, her great grandmother. She don't know her aunts. Well, she met one of her aunts already. My mom's. Well, she met two of my mom's sisters. She met those. My uncle died when I was young too, so she wouldn't have met him. And my brothers by mother's side and sister, she has never met them. And she met a couple of my brothers by father's side, and I think one of my sister by father's side. But I kept her away from that. And I let her know what happened to me as a child. Both my daughters know what happened to me as a child. And because of that, I never allow her to be around my family members. And she didn't want to, after she found out what happened and how they reacted and what they did. She never wanted to be around them anyhow neither. So that was good for her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to go to a 30-second break right after this, and we'll be right back for 2 more questions for Tasha.
Well, the coldest day next week. Dang.
All right, I'm Niku, and this is Let's Talk. And we're back with 2 more questions for Tasha, and we're going to get right into it. All right, we're here back with Tasha, and we're going to give her 2 more questions. Ready? Was it hard making/keeping friends since you were so used to being hurt and let down?
Yes. I has always been a loner. Most of my friends was dudes. I never really had no friend who was girls at all. I know 2 girls that I went to school with, and we was friends in school, but I think after school and we went our own separate ways and stuff like that. I mean, we see each other in the street. Well, one passed away, but the other one I see on the street, hi, how you doing? And that's basically as far as they go. But dudes, I used to hang up with a lot of dudes and stuff like that, and a lot of dudes I grew up with and that I hang up with, most of them is like, I have a couple of them is dead. Some is in the States, some went back to the island where they were from, because they wasn't from the Virgin Islands and they was living there, so some of them went back, and stuff like that. So I have always been a loner, and trust, that's my biggest issue. I have a problem trusting people. I don't allow people to get close to me, and when they do, I kind of push them away. I kind of, destroy the relationship or the friendship, because they're getting too close, So that is, one of my problems that I have that through my therapist I'm working on,
Okay. How do you stay positive and not let the past destroy you?
Well, to be honest, it nearly did. And God intervened. For some funny reason, I mean, He saved my life like 5 times. I'm supposed to be already dead. Because I was on the battlefield in a sense, out in the street, and I nearly get killed Like a couple times, you know, guys pull shotgun on me and you know try to rob me. And I'll get into that later on what it was all about. But for some reason God intervened. He have a purpose for me. I'm still trying to figure it out. I figure a little bit of it out, but I hasn't figured the majority of it out. So that's what kept me strong. Faith, you know, believing in the Most High, that no matter what, He gonna carry me through. That He have His angel and protecting me. That's basically all I can say.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone. This is Let's Talk. Thank you for joining us today to hear my mom's story. We hope you enjoy. Like, share, subscribe, put on your notification bell, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.